This program is brought to you by Emory University.
It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to this wonderful event this evening, the 9th annual swearing-in ceremony. Particular welcome to will soon be our newly minted lawyers, to their family, friends, and alumni who are here to share this occasion with us. I'd like to express special appreciation to two of our alumni who will be performing a very special function tonight. We think of ourselves as a family here at Emory Law School, and one of the great things about being part of that family is there will be other family members who will in fact swear you in to be members of the bar. That will be Judge Robert Castellani, class of 1966, and Judge Michael Hancock, class of 1978. They have presided over this ceremony since 2003, graciously giving of their time and effort to make this really a family ceremony. Now, for the family and friends who are here, we know you provided tremendous support for the law students while they were in law school, while they were studying for the bar and succeeding in that endeavor. But they will continue to need your support in the years ahead, and we know you will be with them on their path as they enter this legal profession. Who will soon be our newly minted lawyers. I guess it was for most of you 3 years ago, you were sitting in these very seats during orientation, and we said to you then that you are now entering into a profession. We said from the moment you enter into law school, you are entering into this legal profession, and you were. But now we mark this very special moment when you formally will be licensed to practice law. Now please remember that you will always be Emory lawyers. We know you will continue to excel in all that you have done as you have excelled while you were law students here. And as Emory lawyers, we know that you will conduct yourselves as honorable members of this profession. We hope during your time here we've successfully emphasized to you that this is a wonderful, a learned, and ancient, and honorable profession to be a lawyer. I'm very proud to be a lawyer, and I'm very proud to welcome all of you as colleagues in the law. And whatever you do, please do remember that you are Emory lawyers, and we know that you will always act in the highest standards of the profession. So we're so very proud of all you've done to get here, and we're so very proud of all you will achieve with your legal education now that you will be members of the bar. Well, with that, we're now going to get to the more official part of the evening, where I'm going to call you up individually, and then you will be sworn in to the Bar of Georgia. So, when I call your names, please line up on stage, but please hold your applause until the end of our of calling people up. So, here we are, the newest members of the Emory Law community. Yelena Abal Mazova, Michael Patrick Allain, Catherine Abby Anderson, Douglas Evans Arborio, Sarah Taylor Austin, Jennifer Catherine Bellis, Tessa Whitney Buffington, Colony Chanel Kennedy, Thomas Martin Christodoro, Andrew Bartholomew Crosby, Caitlin Ann Dalton, Amy Elizabeth Donnell, Brian Michael Dietz, Stephanie Diane Delatorre, Christina Lynn Dill, Luke Anthony DiMaggio, Shoshana Simcha Ilan, Daniel Burton Englander, Chelsea Ann Fustel, Eric Scott Fredrickson, David William Gordon, Susan Laura Grace, Stephen Raymond Gregg III, Jay Burren Hayter, Sarah Elizabeth Hamilton, Catherine Baldwin Hecker, Mark Arthur Johansson, Emma Ann Johnson, Jenna Lauren Kelsey, Sean Michael Kerwin, Erin Jennifer Krinsky, Alexandra Kenley Kraus, Kevin Thomas Kuchars, Sarah Talbot Landfer, Amy Latrice Martin, Andrew Michael McKinley, Adam Baxter Murphy, Todd William Muse, Catherine Ann Peterson, Jane Marie Poulopoulos, Adam Ranke, Lindley Lacey Richwine, Todd Nicholas Robinson, Benjamin Aaron Sedman, Adam J. Sinton, Ross Michael Spire, Montus Volunas, Samuel Jason Warman, Cody Sams Wigginton, Andrea Megan Wood, Jessica Cleveland Wood, Becker McKay Wyckoff. Is that everybody? Please join me in welcoming them. Judge Castellani, Judge Hancock, I now present to you these applicants for admission to the Georgia Bar.
I was just sitting there thinking about how long ago it was when I first came to Emory and sat in Tull Auditorium, as the dean had mentioned earlier, as a first-year law student. And then discovering I had finally gotten through it. I really understand that you've got a real sense of pride, and you're bursting with that pride at this point in time, having reached this milestone in your life. I was looking at an internet site the other day and was reading a post that a lawyer in Missouri had put on his website. It was a matter that related to his 15th year practicing law. And he related an experience that he had shortly after he was admitted into the bar, had established a practice in St. Louis, and he had to go on a case to the hills of central Michigan to a little place called Steelville. He said that as he drove up there, it was a real nice September day. And since it was so small, he had anticipated that he'd be able to go in and get his business done and leave early to go enjoy the rest of the afternoon away from work. When he got there, the courtroom was crowded. There was an admixture of cases. He thought merely it would be general civil, but there were criminal matters and domestic relations matters that were on the calendar as well. He didn't know anybody in the courtroom because it was so far away from St. Louis, except the lawyers on the other side of his case. He sat and he sat and he watched as the judge went through calling cases and disposing of them. The afternoon waned on, and then finally there were just a few folks in the courtroom. The judge had disposed of most of the cases. His case was still pending, and the judge called the case before his. It was a young woman who approached once the case was called, and he understood that it was domestic because both of the parties had the same last name. She did not have a lawyer, whereas all of the other cases that were called had a lawyer, and so she was representing herself pro se. He got the sense that in the initial process of getting into the case, while she had had some experience before, that she didn't really know what she was doing, because first thing Judge told her was, you seem to have some documents missing. He said she had a look on her face like, oh, here it comes again. He's going to tell me to leave and go get the proper documents, and we'll reschedule the case for later. But then he said, at that point, another lawyer who was in the courtroom walked up to counsel table and wrote something. Then he told the judge that if she did not object, he would appear in her behalf to help her get through the case. Now, the point of that was that it impressed him as a new lawyer that someone who had nothing to do with the individual who was there standing before the court, didn't know what she was doing, that someone would step up to the plate and assist her and not even charge her. It impressed him, and he wrote, and let me get this right, he said later on in the post, "I am not sure why it affected me so strongly. I have thought about it often in the years since it happened. Usually comes back to me shortly after someone tells me one of those awful lawyer jokes. You can be proud to be a lawyer. You don't have to quit your job and devote your life to helping the downtrodden, but you can if you want. I just try to make a little difference where I can. It can be something small in the way you do your everyday work. It might be in the volunteer lawyers program. It can be in the way I think about my profession or my fellow lawyers. We are more than hired guns. We are there to help. Being a lawyer is a privilege. We owe something back for getting to exercise that privilege. Those that can pay do so. Those that can't need not. The license on my wall contains the oath of admission. The last paragraph says that I will never reject, from any consideration personal to myself, the cause of the defenseless or oppressed, or delay any person's cause for lucre or malice. So help me God." And he closes with, "I would like to thank that lawyer in Steelville for teaching me, or at least reminding me, what those words mean."
What did James Brown say? What did he say? I feel good, right? Come on. We just heard a sober comment from Judge Hand, who's always that way. We've been judges together for 20 years, and he always brings this somber. We did drug court, and he always called himself Darth Vader. He called me Luke Skywalker, and I wanted to be Han Solo, but he kept thinking I was Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, you were right at first, this slip of tongue.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. You're getting ready to take an oath. So, what you do is raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, then give your name. Go ahead. Are you saying it? I didn't hear any words. I, and then state your name. Swear that I will truly and honestly, justly and uprightly conduct myself according to the laws as an attorney, counselor, and solicitor, and that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, Constitution of the State of Georgia. So help me God. Congratulations.
We remain on we're just getting lined up for the photograph. All right. Let's, all right. Well, Say, first of all, I want to thank Judge Castellani and Judge Hancock for providing over this ceremony this evening. It's wonderful to have members of the Emory family perform that. It's also, as we talk to our newest lawyers about role models in the profession, there would be none better than Judge Castellani and Judge Hancock. Thank you so much for your service. I would also like to mention one other member of our distinguished alumni who is here this evening. I see that Robert Henriksen of the class of 1972 is here. Mr. Henriksen, would you please rise also so we can recognize one of our distinguished alumni? Well, and please also join me in thanking the members of the DeKalb County Clerk of the Superior Court's office who've graciously given up their evening to make this event possible. So please let's give them, outside they can hear our applause. Thanks to Eric Blackwell and Cecily Craighill of our Development and Alumni Relations team for all their work to make this event possible. One more round of applause for me. All right. And to our new lawyers, while you are getting your picture taken, here is your first test as a member of the bar. Here are some important instructions from the clerk's office for you to follow. So our new lawyers should exit through the side door, stage left here of the auditorium. When you exit, you should stop at the tables in the hallway. The clerk's office needs your signatures on your attorney's oath for the court's official records. After you sign the oath, please proceed to the Hunter Atrium and celebrate with your family and friends, but do not leave. In approximately 30 minutes, we will make an announcement for you to pick up a certified copy of your admittance to the bar. You must pick up this packet in order to become officially entered into the State Bar. For family, friends, and guests, please exit through the rear doors into the Hunter Atrium, and our new lawyers will meet you there shortly. Again, thank you so much to everybody for being here, and great congratulations to our newest lawyers.